nobody else. No, I ain't tryna be like nobody else. No, I ain't tryna be like nobody else. Cause I'm having too much fun tryna be myself. No, I'm not the type of chick that like to follow trends. I got a small circle, no, don't need a lot of friends. You know I gotta get this money cause I like to spend. I see you haters watching, so I just give you a grin.
How you guys doing? It's your girl, I'm Dime. I'm here with another episode of Just Here to Let me stop playing all the time. It's late, okay? And I act like a clown at nighttime, okay? And in the daytime and in the afternoon, okay? Alright, so I want to do my Real Housewives of Atlanta season 15 episode 8 review. It was actually a okay episode. A little dry, I'm not gonna lie, but definitely a little bit more wet than last week's episode, okay? Because last week it just was not giving. I was very much bored from beginning to end. Even with this episode, like the way that they're cutting the episodes is weird. Like the stuff that they're ending it on, it's like, Alright, so we start off with the episode. We are at Drew's place. Her and Ralph is having a little bit of a conversation. Apparently, her sister's getting ready to come into town. Her sister was her longtime manager. I guess she and Ralph, the sister, are having some issues. Some things were said, some choice words. I guess they just weren't getting along. So he had banished her, if you will, or basically said that she couldn't come to the house anymore, like banned her from the home. Now, I feel two ways about that in itself. It's like, if I'm married, I do understand the concept of, okay, leave to cleave, you know, this is my man, I kind of have to take your side, we is a united front. But then it's hard because this is not just a relative, it's a first, like a close relative, a sibling, and it's somebody that used to manage or does manage my career. So I don't know. And then some other things were thrown in there, like maybe her sister had like a mental breakdown. They were very tiptoeing around about like what was going on or what had happened to her sister and why she stopped managing her for a brief time. So I don't know if we're going to get a little bit more into that or not. Probably not, because that's more her sister's life versus hers, and I know that her storyline for the season is going to be like their divorce. Also, side note, you know, Drew actually looked really nice on Watch What Happens live last night. She looked cute. It was given. But anyway, well, Monday night. Well, Sunday night. Yeah, because it's Monday. Technically, it's Tuesday morning. Whatever. So, I just wanted to say that really quick because she did look really cute. But I just feel like, you know, I like seeing a little bit of that dynamic. Because I feel like when you bring in families, most family, you know, they down to earth. They're not really like Kandi's family. They not trying to maintain an image. You know, her grandmoms, her aunts and stuff, like they come around, they not trying to get all dialed up for the camera. They don't give a fuck about that shit, you know. And I think that's kind of what I need to see a little bit more of from Drew, because I feel like all of her scenes are staged. But you know, when her sister finally came late into the night, and you know, her mom was there or whatever, and you know, Ralph made sure that he wasn't there, even though I guess he had already discussed that they were supposed to be, you know, working things out. But I guess he wasn't in the mood, so he went to bed. She got there like 10:30, 11 at night or whatever. And, you know, they was happy to see her, so that was a nice little scene. We're going to come back to her sister in a minute. All right, so we move forward. We have like a quick scene with, I think it was Sanya and Marlo. They talking, of course, about Kandi comes back up again. She was just like, she said, fuck my flowers. So she's saying, fuck my family. Marlo, here you go again. Reaching, girl. You is reaching. When did she say fuck your family? She doesn't like you. And she said fuck you and your flowers. That is not, don't try to put that onto the family and try to make it seem like Kandi don't care about your nephew that got killed. Because to be honest, the person that shows that they don't care is you. It's the way that you're presenting yourself on the show. So here come, she talking to Sanya, and here comes Sanya telling something. I wish that the girls knew you like I knew you. Sanya, you don't even know Marlo. You don't even know Marlo yourself. You trying to get to know the bitch. Like, girl, you know Kandi more than you know Marlo, so it's very confusing. You away with her. Because I'm tired of saying, y'all, I'm giving this bitch chance after chance after chance. Every time she's a fucking disappointment. Like, girl, sit your Joe ass down trying to be friends with everybody when it's impossible. Just sit down. Have a seat. Several. So Marlo's telling Sanya that she's going on a date. She's saying that she ain't had sex with nobody in 4 years. Or dated somebody. Now, I'm not saying she's lying. I'm not the pussy police. But what I am going to say is, to say that you ain't date nobody in 4 years, now that's a fucking lie. Because, no shade, what do you do for income? You like the Tommy of Real Housewives of Atlanta. What like the Tommy off of Martin, to be clear. What do you do for work? Because that whole 4 years you wasn't getting a check from Roa. And it was as a friend of, so that I know that wasn't paying your bills. And I'm not saying you need a man to make sure that you're afloat. But based on the stories that surround you and the lifestyle that you live, I'm going to go on a venture and say that, yeah, you definitely have talked to somebody in the last 4 years. Yeah. I'm going to go out on a limb and say you did. So they have a little scene. Here comes Marlo. Marlo, I'm going to get back to her. So Drew was trying to shoot a music video. She invited everybody to the music video or whatever. It seemed like that's going to be a fun, good time or whatever. But before we get to that scene, I think that Sheree and Kandi had a scene together now. They finally brought up She by Sheree. Here comes Sheree with some old shit, really just trying to start drama, because Sheree, she's trying to say that Kandi is hurting her business because she was going on her platform saying the same exact things that were being said online already prior to Kandi saying them out of her mouth. Now, I do understand the idea, okay, Kandi does have a bigger platform. You know, a lot of people do listen to her. I get that part of it. But Kandi didn't, she didn't bring this news to the light. This news was already out there, and she just elaborated on it. I don't understand why y'all be so mad about her doing the same thing y'all do, talking about stuff y'all seen in the movie. You just was saying you don't know if you're going to get biscuits or bullets when you go to old lady gang, but yet that's not going to hurt her business. But you're okay. That's okay to say, but it's a problem for Kandi to say what is facts, basically. Basically, the fact of people were ordering clothes, they weren't getting it. The site was not up. The stuff that was on the runway was not on the site. These were all facts. Documented. The man who helped you with the design, Sheree, came out to social media and said he didn't give you the stuff because yet again, she can't pay. Is always out here not paying motherfuckers. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't understand. And then I feel like out of everybody, Sheree has tried to help. Kandi has tried to help you the most, Sheree. It was the same way. It's like Kandi be trying to help stick her neck out. Like, she done tried to help Portia done turned on her. She tried to help Sheree turned on her. She tried to help Marlo turned on her. Like, she was a good friend to Phaedra had no reason to do the things that she did. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to understand what y'all must seem like y'all either envious, something's going on, because y'all all up in arms about Kandi. And I know I seem like a fun Kandi loving person. That's not what it is. I'm just a very fair person, and I do see every situation from both perspectives. But I appreciate Kandi for apologizing to Sheree in the conversation, because I do feel like, you do have a large platform, so you do have to be a little bit more mindful of the things that you say and be responsible. And if you're calling somebody your friend, then you don't want to be trying to, be the one. Like, other people could play them, but you don't want to be the one playing them. So I'm glad that Kandi did apologize, and I'm glad they got through it and didn't have to turn into a big blow up. But what kills me about Sheree is you want to be walking around with furs, Gucci, you this. You are financially challenged in real life. All of that shit is a front. I don't understand. We all know you don't have it. We done seen too many times where you didn't pay a bill or bills coming up short off of you. Like Sheree. What I would like from Sheree, this is what I would like. I would like for Sheree to start being truly transparent. A little bit more transparent. I'm happy that she let us in, get to see her grandchild, a little bit more of her grown kids. But it's like, when you go through the whole thing, like, the only time I felt like we seen some situation with Sheree was with Bob. Like, for her to act like we supposed to think that she really loved Bob and that she didn't marry him for his money is like, stop playing around. Everybody knows that's all you care about, Sheree, is money. It's okay. But I'm going to need you to stop being so cheap. I'm going to need you to make sure your website is up. I'm going to need you to not do a Gucci party and do a She by Sheree party because you're on a platform and you should be promoting your business. And just like she said, Kandi, in that conversation, she can't give her no fashion advice. And right, but Kandi definitely can give you some business advice. If I was you and I was friends with somebody that has multiple successful businesses, I don't know. I'll probably be going to them. You want to be, like, just like Kandi said, you was trying to make it seem like it was one way, then you went right ahead and did exactly what you said you didn't want to do, which was buy some clothes and put your logo on it. Girl, bye. Issuing your next fucking scene. The fuck? So, we got the scene, we at the skating rink. I'm going to assume that they at Cascade or whatever. Maybe not, but they at a skating rink or whatever. And it's for a scene for Drew's party. She invited all the girls. Sheree didn't make it. And then neither did Kandi. And of course, she didn't even invite Marlo, which I wouldn't have either. If you yell in my face, call me a bitch, we're done. We're good from here on, moving forward. So, long story short, they having a good time. I think it's a cute scene. Her sister Allison came up. Her mom was there. Ralph was there. Allison and Ralph had a little moment because, you know, her sister managed her career the whole time. So she kind of finally saw the whole dream realized coming into fruition. So she got a little emotional. Her and Ralph hugged. Now, I ain't hear no apologies throughout the two. It was just, they had just hugged. And I didn't see no apologies. But I don't know. Are we going to see more? I don't know how long her sister is going to be at town because she was like, staying with you. And I think when they was back at the house, she did mention something about staying with Drew. And I'm thinking like, I don't know if you're going to be able to stay with Drew. And then I'm kind of scared for Drew a little bit because she's going through this divorce. And the type of man Ralph seems to be is like, you know, I don't know if she knows everything that's going on financially or if her name or if she owns part of. Like, I really don't know how this is going to go. So to be honest, I hope they work it out. On the surface, the fallout was about Allison, you know, being a good big sister and talking to her little sister about Ralph being manipulative and a gaslighter and, you know, just, you know what it is. But, you know, you got two people in your life that are both trying to get something from you, like him, the, you know, the relationship, the wife, whatever, and her, she's trying to get a career out of you. She's your manager. I feel like in both of those situations, there's going to be manipulation going on both sides. I can venture to say, or I'm going to go out on a limb and say rather that her sister probably has a little bit of manipulation going on as well, you know, and felt like maybe that was being taken away because, you know, now Ralph is in the picture. I'm just making speculation. I don't know what happened. They haven't delved in too deeply, but it could be something like that. And here go Kenya and fucking, what is her name? Manya. They threw a little shade when they was talking in the confessionals, but that had me cracking up because Manya was like, yeah, my kid just had a party here at the skating rink or a party at the skating rink. And Kenya of all people though, I'm sorry, baby girl, because I love Kenya. I stand with Kenya, but you of all people talking about something looks a little low budget. Let's refer back to all of the trips that you've planned. Now stop playing. Now, you ain't in no position. I'm going to need you to chill out, and I'm going to need you to fall the fuck back. I love you, but girl, you ain't in no position. Now, it did look a little cheap. Now, I ain't seen the actual full video. I did hear it's on YouTube, so I'm going to go check it out. But from what I hear, it's actually an okay-looking video. It's fun. I mean, she's spending her own money. You know what I'm saying? She's technically an independent artist. So it's like, what y'all really expecting? Y'all act like people got bank rolls. I hate the idea that they always is trying to diminish people or make people feel like they got... Y'all is making people go broke because y'all putting that pressure on them, making them feel like they got to portray a lifestyle that they don't have. If you ain't got the money, don't act like you fucking have it. That's all I'm saying. You know, that's me. And Sanya had me crying because she was like, yeah, you don't know how to skate. You broke your Achilles heel 2 times from running. She was like, maybe you should do something a little more safe like walking. I died. But for real, Drew, because it's like, girl, you be doing too much. Like, if you trying to be on bed rest so you ain't got to work. No shade, not saying you lazy. I definitely get lazy vibes from you, though. You cool, you cool. The video was cute, so they get to that. Now, we get to the scene with, what is this girl's name? Marlo. So she's in the car. And then they did, I forgot to tell y'all. Sorry, y'all. I always go back. They had the one scene with Marlo and her friend that keep popping up, this nobody. I don't even think they really friends. I feel like Marlo is paying her or whatever because stop. And Marlo is doing this little Friday show, I guess, podcast, whatever you want to call it, concerning foster care. If it's sincere, that's great. You can help people cope with being in foster care, or you can help people that are foster parents cope with that side of it, because you've seen both sides. So I think that you are at least able to come from a good perspective. This all sounds good if it wasn't you doing it. And it's because I've watched this show from season 1. You are an opportunist, and I do feel that we still don't even know nothing about your life for real. You know, you've been able to go and glide through this show. Yeah, you've downplayed the rumors, but what have you confirmed? All you've done is deny. I don't see you confirming anything. But anyway, I digress. So she's ready for her her date. She's going out with some guy. Now, on Kandi Speak On It, Kandi said she did know the guy, that he's a cool guy, whatever. Now, Marlo did look really nice. The girls was definitely sitting up like ping pong. And she's making a couple of calls while she's in the car. I don't know if it's a limousine, but she does have a driver. So she calls Sanya. You know, Sanya actually just found out that she's going to be, I think her brand is going to be getting picked up by BELK. So they're going to be selling her Mommy Nation wear at their stores. Or I think BELK is online. I think I've seen it in store though. So yeah, at BELK. So I was like, that's really good for her. So when Marlo called her, Sanya told her about that. And then here come Marlo. Oh, congratulations. Everything about Marlo is disingenuous. But anyway, they're having a conversation. So then Marlo tells her she's nervous because she's about to go to this date. Now, her and Sanya already had to sit down. And the guy that she's supposed to be meeting is supposed to be like either Jamaican or half Jamaican. I know he's a chef or whatever. And they discussing, you know, her being nervous. And, you know, Sanya's just telling her, you know, just relax, be yourself, you know, basically just get rid of all of the nervousness. All right, cool. Before they get off the phone, Marlo says, you know what? She was like, what you doing? She was like, oh, yeah, I went to, Sanya told her that she went to Drew's video shoot or whatever. And then Marlo's like, why she didn't invite me? And as soon as she said that, I go right back to the scene of her yelling in Drew's face. I go right back to the scene of her and Kandi arguing, and she's telling Drew, you're not needed, you can go. And you're bringing that attitude to her. You think she's going to invite you to her video shoot? Girl, bye. Something really up here. Things are not connecting. That's obvious. All right, cool. So after they finish getting up on, she's like, oh, I'm about to call Drew. She probably answered too with her fake ass. But you the one that's fake as shit about to call her. Oh, okay. So she called Drew. Drew answers the phone. You know, Drew's really trying to get to some sort of like resolve of, you know, I don't know why you really came at me like that. What was the energy about? Yada, yada, yada. Marlo didn't really have no fucking answers. So that's why she hung up on Drew. She was like, that she's fake as shit. How are you, fake as you are, fixing your mouth to say someone else is fake? You are really, it's something up here. It's not giving what they were saying it was supposed to give. No, it's not registering, girl. Like, what the fuck? Are you for real? You calling this girl fake. You start talking about her husband don't want her. She shaped like a built box. She built like a box. Like, you was just grinding her up. You're the one that seems fake, Marlo. To me. That's my opinion. But what do I know? So they ended kind of on the scene. They did show a little bit of Marlo's date. I think that's what they ended it on. But that was dry, because Marlo's fucking dry. She's dry. It's time for her to get off the show. I am sick to death every single week of telling y'all I want this lady off the show. Please, she is... I don't even think we've ever had anything sincere from her, except when her and Sheree was arguing and they was doing all of that back in Africa, because she had a couple drinks. That's probably the only sincere shit that we ever seen from Marlo. Marlo is always doing it for the cameras. And that's really all I got to say. Tell me what y'all thought about this episode. Was it a thumbs up, a thumbs down? Are y'all excited for next week? Hit that like, the subscribe, the notification bell, share if you care, and I'm going to see y'all in the next joint, y'all.